I know you wanna leave me, but I refuse to let you go. But if I have to beg, plead for your sympathy, I don't mind, 'cause you mean that much to me. Ain't you proud to beg, sweet darling? Please don't leave me, girl. Ain't you proud to plead, baby, baby? Please don't leave me, girl. Now I heard a crying man is half a man with no sense of pride. But if I have to cry to keep you, I don't mind weeping if it'll keep you by my side. Ain't you proud to beg, sweet darling? Please don't leave me, girl. Ain't you proud to plead, baby?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Madhouse Studios. I'm Bobby Baby Walker, and this is the Baby Love Music Hour. How you doing? Okay, today, before we get started, I'd like to invite you all to tomorrow's telethon, which is being hosted by Madhouse Studios, and Miss Renee Marie Testa will be hosting, and yours truly. And we need you all to come in, watch the entertainment, and please donate, okay? It's for a worthy cause. It's for aphasia and strokes. And we're going to have a blast tomorrow, okay? It's going to be from 2 to 8, okay? 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock, okay? So please, if you can tune in, please tune in. And if you can donate, please, anything that you can give will be accepted, okay? All right. What we're going to do today is refine and review some of the things that we've already gone over, okay? And the first thing I would like to review is the scale in intervals, all right? So you have the first interval is do, do, which is perfect unison, okay? The second one is the second note of the scale, and we measure it from do to re, okay? And that's called a major second, all right? The next one is easily a major third, right? Why is it called a third? Because it's 3 notes away, all right? You count the original keynote and add 2 more, and it comes up 3, all right? 1, 2, 3. Same thing with the perfect fourth, okay? Keynote, 2, 3, and 4, all right? And so on up the scale. You can see that it's just a scale ascending, all right? So this is true ascending and descending, okay? So if you come back down, it's the octave is perfect octave. The seventh note of the scale is major seventh. The sixth note of the scale is major sixth. And the fifth note of the scale is perfect fifth. All right? The next one is perfect fourth. Next one is major third. The next one is major second and perfect unison. Now, each scale has 4 perfect and 4 major, all right? The majors are major second, major third, major sixth, and major seventh, right? The perfects are perfect unison, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, and perfect octave, all right? Now, what I want to do is show you how it applies to other scales, all right? And we'll do that. Okay. No, not yet. Okay. I'm gonna put up this board. Can you see it? Can we see it on the scale? I mean, on the viewer. All right. Let's say, for instance, we have an F, right? And we want to find the interval of a perfect fourth, right? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, F, and then G, A, B. That's 4 notes away. All right, that's some kind of a fourth. Now what you have to do is make sure that it's a perfect fourth. All right, and the way you do that is you choose the bottom note and you create the scale from it. All right, so in this case it's F, G, A, B, C, D, E, and F. So the bottom note tells you what scale you should be creating, right? Then you have to count up 4. If you're looking for a fourth, you count up 4 notes, all right? So you know that B, or some kind of B flat, B natural, or B sharp, will be the note that you're looking for, all right? The thing is, you have to figure out which it is. And in the key of F, you have, remember the formula that we have for creating a scale: step, major step, half step, right? Then step, half. Okay? Whole step, half. Whole step, half. All right? So here we have a whole step, and this from A to B is actually a whole step. But the formula says it has to be a half step. So what we do is we'll put a flat right in front of that B, and that lowers the B to make it a half step from A to B, okay? And that's your answer, all right? And then moving along is whole step from B flat to C is a whole step, okay? Remember, you have the natural half step in between. So when you flatten the B, it makes it a whole step away from the C. So it's whole step to F, to D, whole step from D to E, and from half step from E to F. So that is your major scale. And the note that you're looking for as an interval, the perfect fourth is F to B flat. Okay? So F and B flat will be right here. It will be F and B flat right up there. Okay? That's the way you have to practice finding the interval. All right? Now, supposing I wanted to do an interval of a third in the bass clef. All right? So here, I'm going to do a scale, or rather, I'm going to give you a note. And the note is E. Okay? Everybody see that? E. So, okay. Now, I want a perfect fifth. All right? Now, this is in the bass clef. All right? So I'm gonna drill you on both treble clef and bass clef. Okay? So E will be the scale that you have to build. All right? So I would have you use the E on the bottom of the staff so that you can put the notes on the staff. All right? This is just for legibility. Okay? Okay, this is in the bass clef. All right? And this note is not middle C, it is E below the staff. Okay? Now, you go E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and E. All right. Now, this is basically how you start it. All right. You find the note that that is given, and then you call it the scale. All right. So in this case, the note that we're giving is E. So we build an E scale. All right. E to E. All right. Now we have to determine what the intervals are to make sure that it's all the accidentals are in, and the accidentals are the flats or the sharps. Okay, that's what accidentals are. Okay, so E to D is a minor third. Excuse me, E to F is a minor second. Okay? So we have to put a sharp in to raise it to be a major second. Because remember, here on the intervals of C, we said that there's 4 majors, and that's the second note on the scale. The second note is a major interval. So we have to make this a major interval. And basically we have to take in account of the natural half steps, okay? Right here, we have a natural half step between E and F. So we have to raise that F so it'll be a whole step, because the formula says we need whole step, half step, okay? So we're starting on the first part of that formula, all right? So E to F sharp is a major second, a whole step. F sharp to E, F sharp to G is a half step. So we have to also raise this one, the G, so it'll be a whole step, all right? And we raise it with a sharp, okay? So F sharp to G is a whole step. So we have whole step from E to F sharp, and F sharp to G is a whole step. That's 2 whole steps. And now the next interval between G sharp and A is a half step. And that's what the formula says. Whole step, and a half step. Okay, so we don't do anything to this A. All right? The next one is A to B. A to B. So this should be a whole step. A to B is a whole step. So that's the second part of the formula. B to E, B to C is a half step. So we have to raise the C so that it'll be a whole step to fit into the formula, all right? Okay, we raise the C, okay, from C sharp to D. That's a half step also. We have to raise this also. Okay, so it'll be a whole step. And then D to E, D sharp to E will be a whole step. Okay, a half step. So it's whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, and a half step. Okay? So it's whole step, half, whole step, half. That's the formula for the scale to build any scale. Okay, any major scale, any major scale. And right now we're dealing specifically with the major scales, okay? Okay, I'd like you to try to build a scale in, let's say D. The key of D. All right, so if you have your manuscript books out, have your, take your staff, write your clef. I want it in the treble clef, okay? Treble clef. Write a D underneath the staff, right here. And that's where you start, okay? Start building a scale. And I'll give you a few minutes to think about it. And we'll be right back.
We're going to do a live commercial. Hi, I'm Renee Marie. I'm the president of Language of Love Incorporated Foundation. I'm really happy to tell you that we're going to be doing a Language of Love telethon on March 29, 2015 from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Please look for the location on my website, ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. And once again, it's ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. And the show will be hosted on the Madhouse TV. It really is important for you to be aware of strokes and aphasia. Strokes is the third leading cause of death in America and the first leading cause of disability. And it really is something that plays no favoritism. And it also really comes when you're not expecting. Nobody expects to have a stroke, and nobody expects to suffer from aphasia, and it really does play make a huge impact in your life and change your life in one split second. So we look forward to having everyone join us once again on March 29, 2015 from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. And you can follow us on ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. Once again, it's ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. And we look forward to seeing you. God bless. We're going to do a live commercial. Hi, I'm Renee Marie. I'm the president.
Shannon Gates is the #1 fence provider on Long Island, with the most inventory in stock, including vinyl, chain link, and aluminum. Gates offers a custom powder-coated system that prevents rust throughout the life of the fence. We carry fence tools to the trade. We even stock wood, rail, and glass hardware as well. Shannon Gates has our very own patented locking system. The next time you need fencing of any sort, both commercial and private, give Shannon Gates a call at 631-392-4330. You can also visit our website at Shannon Gates Inc.
Let our creativity work for you. We design business cards, brochures, annual reports, newsletters and magazines, menus and programs, flyers and mailers, signs and posters, and more. We also do voiceovers. First impressions matter. Make yours count with an expressive voice artist. Distinctive, warm, soothing, natural delivery that can add believability and appeal to any audio project. Contact us to discuss how we can make your project a success. Sierra Graphics. That's info@sierragraphics.com.
Guys, ready for the show? Yeah. Enjoy.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are at the Madhouse Studios, and I am Bobby Baby Walker. My co-hostess, Renee Marie, is working on the phones, getting ready for tomorrow. We ask that you tune in tomorrow between 2 and 8 and watch the entertainment, and please donate. Okay, it's for a worthy cause. It's for aphasia and strokes. So please come by tomorrow. Okay, we are working on intervals, all right? And we're drilling on intervals so we can be proficient at spotting what size an interval is, okay? And we went through the major scale in C, all right? Now we're going into other scales. And I taught you several ways of determining what a scale, how many flats and how many sharps a scale would have, okay? So now you're going to use that system or a system, the scale system, all right? The scales, how to build scales in order to determine an interval, okay? Okay, here for instance, there is a natural half step between E and F. Okay? Woo! Look at there. That's a scary one. And this is a half step. So to raise or to make it a whole step, you either have to put a sharp on the top note or put a flat on the bottom note. Not both, either or, okay? Same thing here. Excuse me, not the same thing there. Here, A to B is a natural a whole step, okay? You don't have to modify it unless you want to make it a minor interval. If you wanted to make it a minor interval, you lower the top note with a flat, okay? Or you leave the top note alone and put a flat on the bottom note, okay? And that would make it larger, all right? Okay, now I wanted to continue illustrating how you get to a particular interval, all right? All right, so you have, well, this isn't gonna work because my pen isn't working, but Janine, could you go back to C major? So if I gave you an interval of, yeah, that's fine. If I gave you an interval of, say, and not an interval, a note of E flat, all right, on the bottom of the staff, right? This is E flat line, okay? So if I wanted you to build a perfect interval from that B flat, you would have to go up. If I wanted it to be a perfect fifth, you would have to go up 5 notes. E flat, F, G, A, B. Now, is it a B or a B flat or B sharp? That's what we have to determine. So the way we determine that is we'll say that we're in the key of E flat. And the key of E flat, you write the scale up, right? E flat, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. All right? So now, you find out if this scale adheres to the major scale formula. E flat to F is a whole step. F to G is a whole step. G to A, G to A is a whole step, so we want an A flat. We want to lower that flat to make it a half step for the formula. Half, whole step, half. All right? So we make it A flat, and then A flat to B will be a whole step. B to C will be a half step. A whole step. C to D will be a whole step, and D to E flat will be a half step. So that will make it whole step, half, whole step, whole step, half. That's the major scale formula, okay? And because of that major scale formula, these notes fall into line, okay? Janine, could I have the other intervals in C? There you go, that's it. Okay, so that's how this falls into place because it's exact duplicate in every scale. Every scale holds, every major scale, excuse me, every major scale holds true to this formula. Perfect unison, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, perfect octave. That's 4 perfect, major second, major third, major sixth, and major seventh, 4 major, okay? So just for argument's sake, what do you have to do to the majors to make it a minor? Anybody? I'll give you some time to think about it. That's right. You take the top note and you put a flat on it to make it a minor. Okay? The majors become minors if you put a flat on them. Okay? Whereas if you put a sharp on them, what do they become? And I never went over this with you, so just so you know, it becomes augmented. A-U-G-M-E-N-T-E-D. Augmented. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, so this holds true in all scales, all right? If you raise the major, it becomes augmented. If you lower the majors, they become flat. Excuse me, minor. You lower them with a flat, but they become minors, okay? Now, what happens if you raise a perfect interval? Well, the perfect interval would automatically become augmented. Okay? If you lower and you raise it with a sharp, excuse me, you use a sharp to raise it. If you needed to, another interval, if you take and you flat the perfect interval, all right, or the upper interval, it becomes diminished. Okay? It's called diminished. So now we have 3 intervals that the perfect can be, and 3 intervals that the major could be, and the major also, if you flat it twice, then it becomes diminished also. Okay? So the majors can be major, flatted once, minor, flatted twice, diminished. If you raise the major, it becomes augmented. That's 4 notes that it can be, all right? Now, if you take a perfect interval and you lower it, it becomes diminished right away. And if you take the perfect interval and you raise it with a sharp, it becomes augmented right away, okay? And it's very important because that's how you're going to find out where the sharps or flats go when you're building intervals, okay? All right, here we go. Diminish intervals. okay, you can also call a diminished interval a when you flat it, okay, it becomes a different name, okay, and that is a diminished C, a C diminished, all right, if we were in the key of C, all right, and you have to diminish the C, flat the C twice, all right, to make it diminish. So that means that you have a C and two flats, which means the C is flatted twice, and you call that a diminished interval. Diminished unison. Same thing happens with all the perfects, okay? If you flat it twice, it becomes diminished. No, excuse me, that's true with the major. I'll be okay, I'll be okay. The major, if you flat it twice, it becomes diminished, okay? The perfect, if you flat it once, it becomes diminished, all right? Enharmonic, the word enharmonic means how it's spelled the same as something else, okay? So here we have a minor second, for instance, and that minor second technically can be called a augmented second, right? Unison, augmented unison. Excuse me. And we are not going to go into that right now because we really need to practice the scales. All right. So okay, right here. Thank you. Okay, so if I gave you a B flat on the scale, on the staff, all right, I want you to find a major sixth on the staff, all right, how would you do it? First thing is you take the B and make that do. Make it the first note of the scale, all right? You write a scale all the way up to B, all right? Without any accidentals, just B, C, D, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, A, B, excuse me. All right, so then you apply the major scale formula, all right? Major scale formula on B. B to C is a half step, so you have to raise this. Sharp, C sharp, right? And that makes it a major step, which means whole step. Then C sharp to D would have to be raised, okay? So C sharp to D sharp, that's another whole step. And then D sharp to C is a half step, right? So that's whole step, half step, all right? And then if you keep on going up, C sharp to D sharp is a whole step. E, D sharp to E is a half step. So you have to raise the E to E sharp. Oh, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's a lie. D sharp to E is a half step, and E to F sharp is a whole step. I can't do it this way. Janine, could you find me a blank staff? Just a minute, ladies and gentlemen. I'm having a brain freeze here. Raise it. Plain staff, blank staff. Anyway, you guys can continue working it from your end, all right, while I find what I'm looking for. Blank staff. There you go, right there. Okay, so I'm gonna work from the bottom, okay, B, because it's easier to put it on the staff. I don't wanna. Okay, so B below the staff, right? And then B to D will be a half step. Raise it with a sharp to make it a whole step. So it's whole step. D sharp to E will be a half step. So, oh. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to break, okay? We'll be right back.
Of Language of Love Incorporated Foundation. I'm really happy to tell you that we're going to be doing a Language of Love telethon on March 29, 2015 from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Please look for the location on my my website, ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. And once again, it's ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. And the show will be hosted on the Madhouse TV. It really is important for you to be aware of strokes and aphasia. Strokes is the third leading cause of death in America and the first leading cause of disability. And it really is something that plays no favoritism. And it also really comes when you're not expecting. Nobody expects to have a stroke, and nobody expects to suffer from aphasia, and it really does play make a huge impact in your life and change your life in one split second. So we look forward to having everyone join us once again on March 29, 2015 from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. And you can follow us on ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. Once again, it's ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. And we look forward to seeing you. God bless.
name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching, doing it to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at Madhouse Studios, and we're building scales. And the formula for the major scale is whole step, half, whole step, half. All right? Okay, we're building the B major scale. Under the staff, B to D sharp is a whole step. D sharp to E is a whole step, a half step. So we have to raise the we put in B flat, C
okay?
sharp.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. B flat to C is a whole step. C to D is a whole step. D to E is a whole step. We need to make that a half step. So we'll put a flat on the E. All right? So E flat to F is a whole step. F to G is a whole step. G to A is a whole step. And A, excuse me. Okay, there's 4 sharps in the key of B. That's D sharp, F sharp, excuse me, 5 sharps. D sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, and C sharp. Woo!
You okay?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Sit on the edge. No, you okay? You wanna take a
Yeah,
break?
it's probably my blood.
Guys, ready for the show? Yeah. Enjoy.
We're going to do a live commercial. Hi, I'm Renee Marie. I'm the president of Language of Love Incorporated Foundation. I'm really happy to tell you that we're going to be doing a Language of Love telethon on March 29, 2015 from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Please look for the location on my website, ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. And once again, it's ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. And the show will be hosted on the Madhouse TV. It really is important for you to be aware of strokes and aphasia. Strokes is the 3rd leading cause of death in America and the 1st leading cause of disability. And it really is something that plays no favoritism. And it also really comes when you're not expecting. Nobody expects to have a stroke, and nobody expects to suffer from aphasia, and it really does make a huge impact in your life and change your life in one split second. So we look forward to having everyone join us once again on March 29, 2015 from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. And you can follow us on ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. Once again, it's ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. And we look forward to seeing you. God bless.
Yeah. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Madhouse Studios. And I'm going to have to cut this broadcast short. But before I do, I'd like to mention, please watch the telethon tomorrow from 2 to 8 o'clock. And please donate. It's a worthy cause. And we're looking for our Madhouse family to participate and to support us, our efforts. And so I will see you in 2 weeks, okay? And we'll pick it up then. Okay, until then, see you in 2 weeks.